Big welcome, team. Hello, special hello to Hannah, who joins us for the first time today. Big hello to you. Welcome aboard. Guys, really cool session coming up today. Going to show you the 3 ways that you can market absolutely anything and everything now. Some of you that watched the recording of the Q&A that I did with Nick and Sarah a couple of weeks ago will have seen a little bit of what we're about to go through today. But those of you that haven't and have jumped onto this recording or are jumping into our call very soon, you're going to get the best 3 ways, the 3 angles that you can use to market absolutely everything today. But before I do that, again, big welcome to Hannah. Big congrats to Tamara on launching her, I'm not going to give away the name of the program, but on launching her semi-private program up there on the Sunshine Coast. It's just been a resounding success. So for those of you that are in the midst of launching your programs and launching what you're doing from a PT perspective, be it one-on-one, be it semi-privately, be it a combination of both, keep up the great work, guys. Loving your social proof, loving your social media, loving what I'm seeing with the team, loving seeing a few more of your clients start to flow through the social media feeds as well. So keep up the great work there. Today, just want to touch very quickly on what we went through last week, make sure everyone is on top of that. And then, as I say, we're going to go through actually marketing our irresistible offer and looking at the 3 angles that you guys can use to market anything, yourselves, your studios, your business, an event, a new program, whatever that may be. Okay, so for those of you that tuned in last week, and I think there's a couple here. Oh, sorry, I did mean to mention congrats to the North Lakes crew who opened today. I know that open day is Saturday or Sunday this week. It's one of the 2. I know I can't get there because it's my little fella's birthday. Sunday. Oh, there they are. Sunday. Oh, there they are.
And it's just me. I'm driving by myself.
Congratulations on the small. Congratulations on the small. Great to see. Great to see.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, pop Sarah back on mute because I'm getting terrible feedback from that, but that's okay. Keep driving, Sarah. Just stay on the road. Do what Hannah and Tamara did so well. They've stayed on the road. Okay, last week we covered off on a little bit of time management. So for those that just want a quick recap, 3 basic rules for time management. Number 1, time blocking works. Block your time in, on, and out of your business. Each are equally as important as the other 2. So make sure that you do have that time. Yes, in, we know in's generally the easy one. Working on can be the hard one, and making the most of your time that you've actually allocated to work on your business. Time out of your business is just as important, guys. Really important that you stay fresh. Really important that you're balancing that time. And again, it's not going to be equal in terms of 20 hours in each, but you certainly want to make sure you've got that balance there in your week. Second rule, of course, was to have an action list that is prioritized, a to-do list that is prioritized. And we prioritize by growth tasks. So the tasks that are going to help you grow your business. Prioritize your tasks by the tasks that are going to help you grow your business. Your follow-up calls, your follow-up emails, your follow-up messages, making sure that you've checked your adverts and make sure that they're working really well, making sure that you are completing those tasks that are going to help you grow your business first. A post on social media generally comes after you've made those follow-up calls that you needed to make. Last rule, of course, was do one thing at a time. Multitasking is the most overrated skill in the world. Do one thing at a time, tick the boxes, and you'll tend to find you do things even faster and more efficiently, more effectively, which is really important. Okay. We also covered off on, Scotty asked me a great question about client retention, which we covered. And again, talked about results, but also making sure that we're creating an environment and an atmosphere in our studios or in our business that people are just drawn and magnetized towards, that actually makes them want to come to training to achieve their results. Big one at this time of year, guys. I'm going to put a big challenge to you all this week. What type of atmosphere, what type of environment and vibe and energy you're creating in your facilities at the moment? Is it enough to draw people off the couch and out of bed and into your studios? If they're not, you might like to look at some things. If you want some help, more than happy to open up some time at the back end of this week to have a chat to some of you about that too. The last one we covered off on was irresistible offers. And for those of you, particularly from a PT perspective, looking at ways that you can either launch a new program, looking at ways that you can really bundle up something that is irresistible in value, that is not necessarily a dollars for days type of offer, but something that is more based on promoting an outcome, as we've talked about with personal training in particular. There's free session here, free session there, free session this, free session that. What we want to do is buck that trend a little bit by offering something that is that people must show a greater investment and commitment to. So again, we looked at 30 days for $97. We looked at the fact that this was an extended trial period, and the beauty of this was in two parts. A, it gave people time to achieve a result. B, people got to enjoy a true perspective and a true representation of who you are as a trainer and what your business is all about. So for those of you that are just launching programs, this might be something to look at, might be something as a way to drive some new people through, might even be a great way for your current PT clients to refer some of their friends, family members and colleagues into your business through this time of year, okay? Irresistible offers are absolutely working at the moment, particularly from a PT perspective, okay? So for those of you that have created your irresistible offers, and as we say, guys, what we want to do here is market or promote an outcome or result rather than an investment for days or days for investment and things like that. Now, we came up with some great ones. We had Melt the Muffin Top. We had Exhausted to Energize. We had the Mummy Mojo Project. We've had Flab to Fit. Again, key being that we're marketing or promoting a result or an outcome. Now, it's all well and good to have a wonderful irresistible offer, but it's no good if it doesn't get out to the masses. Now, I will say this, you guys are fantastic at social media. You guys are fantastic at Facebook Lives. You are fantastic at your social proof. Can see that people are achieving wonderful results in your business. So you guys are really encompassing these three angles, but I do want to go through this in a little bit more detail today, because I think the really important thing here...
I think you'll hear me, but I'm on the call.
We've got Hannah here, which is great. The really important thing here with our marketing is that we use the language and we use the terminology of our audience. And because some of you as PTs are marketing to slightly different audiences, some are going towards a mum's market, they're 30 to 40-year-old mums, some are going an 18 to 25-year-old audience, some are going for guys, some are going for girls, some are going for both, some are going for a little bit older, some are going down a rehab path. Some of you are going down again, we talked about young female, but maybe not so much from a toning perspective, but from a strength and conditioning perspective. So each of you has that distinct passion, which I love, that distinct passion for a particular market of people that you really want to work with, that you want to invest more time in, that you genuinely want to help. Now, the key is that now that you've created that irresistible offer and you've got something that they want, what we need to show is that not only do they want it, but we need to show them that they need it. When the wants and the needs come together, it's where we start to build and grow. So let's look at the three angles that we can use to market absolutely anything. Guys, I know you're taking notes, so if you've got your notepads and pens handy, grab them. If not, I'm going to have a sip of coffee while you grab a pen, because I strongly suggest Tamara's got hers. I've got mine just to make sure I tick everything off. What's really important here is that you take some notes. For those of you that did miss a couple of weeks ago, you may have heard that we helped Sarah release her new program. Tamara's launched her program. I think she's up to 9 or 10, probably looking at 12 by the end of the week, which is awesome. And congrats again. So let's start with our angles. First angle, guys, are the benefits. The benefits of your program. Now, you will all have features in your programs or features in your offers. This might be to train with you one-on-one, or you get X amount of sessions and you get access to the VIP group, and you've got some great nutritional guidance available. There's support and accountability and motivation and inspiration and some gift vouchers here and individualized programming and things like that. But what's the benefit of all those things? What's the benefit of having an individualized program? Well, it's the fact that they get a program that's specifically catered to their goals, their ability, their current bodily function. And the benefit of that is that, you know what, you're not going to hurt yourself when you train. You're doing something that's specific to you as an individual, you as your own human being, your own body. Really important, great benefit. Nutritional guidance. Why? Because we know that 80% towards achieving a health and fitness goal is to do with nutrition. So learning the importance of, again, good nutrition, balanced diet. You guys have got you guys have got your nutrition program, your guide there, which is fantastic. The benefit of that, we're going to help you get your results faster with this because we're going to nail this from day one. Okay. Formula to achieving any health and fitness goal: 20% exercise, 80% diet, 100% mindset. You can write that one down too. That's a really good one. And again, this might be something that is in your program. You help them with their mindset, knowing that, you know, we're going to eliminate some of those limiting beliefs. We're going to help you with your self-talk. We're going to help align your psychology and your mindset for one of success by giving you a weekly video or something along those lines that you can then put into practice and you can take action on this daily. Okay, so we start with the benefits. At the end of the day, for most of you, the benefit of being part of your program is that you're going to achieve a result that is typically going to be something that is weight loss or toning based. Some of you might be more strength based, but ultimately they're going to be the results. Okay, so angle number one, start with the benefits. And always benefits over features. Because if people have never done a PT session before, guess what, guys? They're not going to know what that feels like. So they're not going to know the benefit of working one-on-one with a PT. Communicate that with them. Okay, share that with them, educate them. Okay, we talk a lot about adding value. Educate, add value from this perspective. Okay, so angle number one with your irresistible offer is the benefit. Angle number two, which for me is probably the best way to connect with your audience, is the negative or the problems that they're facing. Reading a great book at the moment called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fudge. Of course, that's not the title, but you get the drift. Now, the one thing that's highlighted in this book is that life is a series of problems. And the better that we get, the better our problems get. Someone like Warren Buffett still has money problems. Someone like Donald Trump, well, he's got more problems than money, but he still gets problems. Someone like Oprah Winfrey still has money problems. Someone like Usain Bolt still has performance problems, and he's the fastest man in the world. So the better you get, the better problems you get. Now, when we're dealing with the most part, and again, I'm going to generalize here for a moment. When we get to the most part of your audiences, and I did a great little live video on this a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about what language, personal trainers, what language are you speaking? I would say 9 out of 10 of your clients are wanting to lose some. I know everyone said weight. And if they're not wanting to lose some weight, they're probably wanting to tone up. And I dare say a lot of you have had conversations with people who have tried every diet there is out there. So guys, what it's really important to remember here is that is the language of our market. Okay, that is the language of our market. We can talk about micros, macros, periodization, HIIT, interval training. We can talk about all those wonderful things. We talk about periodization. We can talk about flexible dieting. We can talk about all those great things that we have really good, solid knowledge on. But reality is your market doesn't. Your market still wants to lose a bit of weight, tone up, and they've tried every diet there is out there. Even saying the words try diets is enough for you to go, okay, this is where we're at. So guys, importantly here, when we look at the problems and we look at the negative side of things, we need to ensure that we're using the language of our market. We're using the terminology that they're using. And if you want a really cool example of this, turn the news on tonight, and I guarantee you that the first story that's on the news tonight is something that's negative. It's probably the only time I'll encourage you to watch the news, because outside of that, it's just pure garbage. But I guarantee, guys, there's only 2 days of the year that you actually get a positive story on the news. And typically that's Christmas Day and Melbourne Cup Day, because they play the horse races the first story. That's it. They're the only 2 days of the year, 365, but the only 2 days of the year you'll get a positive story first. So we relate, and you are going to relate better to your market with problems rather than solutions. So flick back through those 4 key questions that we started off with a couple of months ago. Have a look at the challenges and the problems that your market is currently having. Feeling a bit overweight, having some limiting beliefs around, or self-confident, they have self-limiting beliefs. They have confidence issues. They don't have time. They don't make time for themselves. They're too busy running around for the kids. They spend all day, every day in and out of the car looking after everyone else. They want to get started but don't know what to do. They know they need to lose a little bit of weight, but they don't know how to do it. They know they need to eat well, but they're not quite sure what that looks like. Or if they are doing it, they're probably getting too much of the good stuff, which means that they're not, that the scales or the body scans aren't moving. So my biggest message to you today from this recording, if this is the only message you take out of our session today, I'll be wrapped. And that is that the language that you use with your marketing, with particularly talking about problems, and guys, using stories to communicate those problems. The language that you use must be the language that your market is using. If they're talking about losing a bit of weight and toning up and trying all these diets, you need to come and you need to meet them. And then when you meet them with your marketing and you show that you understand their problems, you understand because you use similar language in the way that you communicate your message, that is when people are going to resonate and relate with you better than any benefit you're going to throw out there. It's just the way we're wired. And with that being the case, and that's why for some of you, content marketing it's a long game, because you consistently need to show that you are the expert. You consistently need to show that you know exactly what your mums, your young females, your dads, for those running a dad bod project, great keyword at the moment, dad bod projects, love it. You consistently need to show that you get them, that you understand them, that you know that there are dads out there who do want to lose the spare tire that's around their waist, but they're struggling to find the time, that they need the support, they need the push, they need the motivation. We need to communicate that. So the second angle that we want to use in our marketing for our irresistible offer is the negative or the problems that your irresistible offer solves. So dropping a dress size is an example. Can you feel the muffin top hanging over the jeans at this time of year? Can you, have you gone to the wardrobe and your favorite pair of jeans doesn't fit? Now, people are going to relate to that more than going to the wardrobe and things being too loose. I guarantee it. So meet your market, speak the language of your market, really important. Do it in your way, but speak their language. Okay, and ask them questions. Why wait till summer? I've got no doubt with what Tamara is launching at the moment, I've got no doubt that one of the obstacles that she's going to need to overcome is a group of mums out there that'll say, I'll get started when the weather gets a bit warmer. Why? Here's a really cool one. I had a client of mine the other day, and she's a fellow mum, and she was on a phone. She was on a consult call with someone who'd shown interest in her program, and this mum, and this obviously relayed by the client, she said, and this mum, she just kept going on and on, I don't have this and I don't have time for that, and then this happens and then that happens. And she heard that many excuses that she got to the end of the call and she said, right, now I know what you've just said are all excuses because I used to use those myself. So what's the real reason why you're not ready to get started? And the mum took about a 5-second pause. She said, no, I'm ready, sign me up. It's a really cool reference point. But there was a fellow mum resonating and relating with a fellow mum, and having been in that mum's shoes, she knew that it was all up here. It wasn't really what was happening physically. It was all up here, and she knew that. So angle number 2, use the negative, share the problems, communicate the problems. And here's another really cool point. If there's 2 points you take from today, first one, communicate in the language of your market. The second one, the difference between the good and the great in the industry right now is this, and this is my humble opinion, so please don't take this as gospel, but I really think it'll help. I really think it might help. The good trainers out there know that people have problems. They know they're overweight. They know there's lots of overweight people out there. They know that people want to tone up. They know people are on all these different diets. They know that. But the great ones know why the problem is a problem. And the great ones are the specialists. They're the experts. Remember we talked a little while ago about the GP versus the heart surgeon. Which one earns more money? The heart surgeon. Why? Because he knows everything that needs to be known, or everything there is to know about the heart, cardiovascular system, and how that affects the body, how that works throughout the body, how that helps the body function. The GP knows a little bit about a lot. I love that you guys are launching programs that are incredibly specialized towards your market. Keep doing it and continue to communicate with your market in their language by showing that you know that they have problems, but sharing why they have them, because you'll create a better connection. You will add even more value to their lives, and they will tune in even more to what it is you're communicating in your marketing, through your platforms, through your lives, through your posts, whatever that may be. Okay, whatever vehicle you're using at the moment, whatever tool you're using at the moment. Okay, really important tip. So second angle, first angle, benefits. Second angle, problems. Third angle, now I love the problem because I love solving problems. That's why I do what I do. But the third one for me is the most powerful. And we've said this before, and we've gone over this in sessions before. There is nothing more powerful than someone else telling everyone else how good you guys are. And the best way to do that, of course, is in the form of a testimonial. But the other great couple of piece of marketing material that you can use here, interviewing clients is a fantastic one. Having them share their story, be it written or on video, is a fantastic one. Of course, sharing their results. You guys are sharing scan results and body image results and before and afters, and people standing there with the tape measure saying, look at this, look how much I've lost. Some of you are taking photos with dumbbells. Someone that's lost 15 kilos and they grab a 15 kilo dumbbell and hold it there and say, look what I've lost. I've lost this much. It's fantastic. And as I say, guys, nothing more powerful than someone else telling everyone else how good you are. Tomorrow, there is nothing more powerful than one of your mums jumping up, not that they'll probably go live themselves, A, jumping into an interview with you, or B, them just coming out and having something written, or jumping in front of the video and saying, hey guys, I'm Lucy. I've just joined Tamara's, now, what are we? Mama to MILF, is that right? I got it right? Yes. I've just joined Tamara's Mama to MILF program. It's the best decision I've ever made. The group's this, we do that. Tamara's great. Can't recommend it enough. Guys, if you're not part of it, you're missing out. Could be something as simple as that. The difference between her saying that and you saying that is huge. People know that you're going to plug it because it's your program. But your clients don't have to say that. But if you're delivering a great product, a great service, and delivering what they want at the end of the day, which is great results, of course they're going to. Tamara, you've got a question for me. Fire away.
I was just going to say what I've actually done, because I only started my program today, but I wanted to have some sort of testimonies already. So I got some of our best clients from Maroochydore that I've been involved with for like 5 months now, and got them to do an interview with our videographer, and she just made up little videos for me. I haven't posted any of them yet, but so far I've got 2 that are good to go.
Awesome.
Just little testimonies on how I helped them. And one woman she's lost 25 kilos or something like that.
Wow.
So if you haven't started your program yet, ask some of your best clients at the club to do testimonies for you.
Absolutely. Here's another really cool one while you're there too. And this can be a bit of a client care / retention one as well. Your program kicked off today. North Lakes kicked off today. Guys, everyone that was there this morning, shoot them a message tomorrow. Hey, Lucy. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Bruce. I don't know if Bruce came this morning, but I hope he did. Hey, how you feeling? Great session yesterday. Thanks for coming. How you feeling? And they might say, oh, Sarah, I can't walk, but I loved it. I can't wait to come back tonight. Some might say, Nick, thanks so much. My legs are ruined. I feel like I'm walking like I've got a carrot stuck up my proverbial, but I loved it and I'll see you tomorrow night. That stuff there, guys, that's gold. And just the realness and rawness of what I've said. I know it's a bit real and a bit raw, but you know what? People say it. Screenshot, post it. Great piece of social proof, great little testimonial right there, and a great piece of client care on your part as the trainer to make sure that everyone has got home okay. For those driving manual cars, to make sure that they were able to change the gears, to get through their day, to wake up in the next morning, be a little sore, and for you to touch base and say, hey, great job yesterday. How are you feeling today? Really cool one. And as I say, guys, that third angle that we've just gone through today, that client perspective, the most powerful. Okay. Now, guys, as I've said, these 3 angles can help you to market anything. Yourselves, your programs, the studios, PLC itself. And I know Scotty and the videographers and Jess and the team behind the scene are doing a fantastic job of that. I love it. Love seeing it. Love hearing the stories that are being shared. Keep sharing them. But those 3 angles can help you to any future events coming up. I know that we've got open days and birthdays and block parties and lift parties and all of these things happening through the PLC community. Ask people, if you don't come to this one, you're going to miss out. Tell them. Ask them, why wait? Don't miss out. For those of you marketing more specific programs, position yourself as a specialist or an expert to your audience by, again, showing that not only do you know that they have problems, but that you know why they have those problems and that you have a solution, which is why you created this or why you came up with that or why you do this. And guys, quite often that can even lead into something that's just as incredibly powerful. I know that I've spoken to Sarah about this a couple of times and Tamara, and that is to share your own story. There is a reason at the end of the day that you guys are incredibly passionate about who it is that you want to work with specifically and learn more about and work with more of. So again, relate and resonate with your audience by sharing some of your history, experience, story, background, etc. And to how you got to where you are today and why you've created what you've done. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me? No, Tamara's good. Sarah's still driving. She might bring herself off mute. No, she's definitely still driving. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm still driving, but I'm listening.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, your homework for this week, of course, for those of you that have your irresistible offers set or have your programs launching or just launched like Sarah's and Tamara's, take those 3 angles and incorporate them in your marketing campaigns, in your marketing schedule. It doesn't need to be in any specific order, but the key here is to hit your audience from different angles, because different things will appeal to different people, and that's really cool. Okay, for those of you that haven't set up your irresistible offers yet, or your programs, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone set up their programs. I'd really encourage you all to set up that irresistible offer as something that can wow people during the cooler months of the year. Okay, something that can really get people off the couch. The third one, for those of you that have created your irresistible offers, who are launching them, or have just launched your programs and got a new wave of clients through, A, congratulations. B, how are you going with your client care and retention? How are you going, as Tamara said this afternoon, how are you going with your follow-ups, your client care, making sure people feel good after their sessions? How are you capturing that? Are you using that in your marketing? And most importantly, to promote yourself. Okay. Going to go through something called a 2-step post next week. Really looking forward to that, because that's going to take that whole problem solution to another level. And again, most importantly, going to help position each of you in the market the way that you guys wish to be recognized. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, team. If you have any questions, as always, flick them through the chat thread, private message me. Either way, more than happy. Again, towards the back end of this week, I will be opening up some times one-on-one. If you need to have a chat and go over some things quickly, more than happy to do that. Even if it's from a club perspective as well, more than happy to brainstorm and bounce some ideas too. So, guys, feel free to use that at any time. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure. You have a great week, team.
Thanks,
Can I grab you for a minute just before we jump off?
Fire away.
Awesome. See you, Sarah.
Bye.
Hey, guys.